Hey, look, it's an episode. We put out an episode. I put out an episode. Also, Jesse's with me, and we put out an episode. Yeah, so this is a special thing, guys. I'm still kind of on hiatus, but Mark won one, and now Jesse won one. So I figured I would put the show back on because apparently 2016, if you played UFS events and you were a co-host of Total Justice Gaming, you win things now.
That's true.
We don't know why Matt hasn't won anything yet. Apparently, even his pools in Hearthstone are bad. So, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. So, we will hop right into it. Jesse, what have you been up to?
I won a PTC somehow. Okay, so we'll go. Let's do it. We'll back up just a little bit to finally explain what happened. So, about a month ago, approximately a month ago, was the Rockford PTC, and Jeremy Ray showed up with a 59 card attack mature deck. Mature was kind of on the hotness because the deck got 16 new attacks that made the deck viable now.
And we'll get into what our thoughts on when we get into that.
Yep.
But no, that deck, I don't think anybody ever saw coming. I don't think anybody thought it was even feasible.
It was very left field, but just everything. It's literally, the best way to describe it is 2 deck designs of UFS from the time of KOF and then evolving into what the current design meta of the game is, just clashed into this congealed mass of death, and that made Mature what it was.
Now this is the Chaos build, right?
Yes, the Chaos build, I believe.
All right. So I gotta ask, and we'll look at your deck in a moment. We won't go into why she's banned just yet. I'm gonna get your thoughts on that in a moment. But we always did say that. Yeah, I got a beard now too, a little bit, so I get to stroke it and be like that.
I know you're Evil Joe. That's all I see, man. I see Evil Spock going on here, man. Just like, here's Evil Joe.
Yeah, okay. No, I gotta shave this.
It looks good on you, man. Keep it.
No, I can't. For next week, I got a children's charity event. I got to go as Blue Beetle for.
Oh.
So then after that, I'm gonna grow back out.
No. You should just get some Spock ears and a blue shirt, man. Just be Evil Spock.
I have enough blue in the corner for this Blue Beetle, like you have no idea.
I know.
No, the other thing I was going to ask is, can this deck be replicated with the other 2 characters you can toolbox into the mature build? Like, can Tomahawk Man do this too?
He can do it, but he still needs foundations. His +1 is good, but when you go from 4-3-2, it's better to go from 5-4-3-2. Like, you need to play 4 attacks every turn consistently. Okay. Tomahawk Man will do it, but just not at the level that Mature can do it.
Okay. And I think there was a 3rd Chaos character, but I can't remember for the life of me who it was. It was like 3 of them that could do it.
There was characters that interacted with the control checks on Chaos.
That's right.
But it was really Tomahawk Man, like, so all 3 of his attacks made the deck. It was insane. It's like, here's 3 insanely good attacks.
All right, so let's jump into that deck build, because that deck build is now. How different was your deck from Jeremy Ray's?
I cut 1 Death Row and 1. Let's see here. Yeah. I cut 1 Death Row and 1 Yamato Suramu and put in 3 out of your leagues. I was playing 57 attacks, 3 actions, and character. So I was playing 61. I was playing 61 with character instead of 60 with character. The out of your league's main deck I found necessary because people were playing a lot of things main deck that kind of can make the game go too long, where I become irrelevant. Like, the day it goes past turn 5, I become irrelevant. It's like I'm now way behind, and I can barely ever win.
All right.
But yeah, she was insane. They had to ban her. Like, I played. Let's see here. I played 4 actual individual games of the deck before the tournament, just to make sure I have an idea on how it works.
Mm-hmm.
And then I played 4 rounds of Swiss, drew in round 5 with Dan Hughes, and I only dropped 2 games the whole weekend. One was to Jeffrey Kahn, who Jeff and me had the battle of wits. I think it was literally we're playing the game of who blinks first, because we both I put him to 2, and then he comes back at me, and I stop him in the middle of an Enceladus loop, and with a skull barrier that just was sat there. Like I sat there and did math on my notepad. I had to pick it up and write all of my math out, so I knew how far he could go into the Enceladus loop to do damage to kill me. And then I stopped the last one, and he's like, "Here's my zing. Tap out for the zing," because it wasn't his 5th card in the pool, and he couldn't pump. He had to guess. He guessed attack, obviously, for Zing, and my Outer League was on top of the deck. So I lived because an Outer League was on top of my deck against Jeffrey. And my other loss was to Kevin Broberg on stream, where he got a turn 1 Myojin playing Dave Wagner, and I never saw an Outer League to get around it. And for everybody who doesn't know, Myojin is a Jada asset terrain that's response. After you take damage from an unblocked attack, your opponent must play a foundation or pass their turn.
Okay.
Yeah, so the deck has its weaknesses. I mean, but there was a few matches that were a little like scary, but nothing that threw me through a loop.
Now we know that J-Ray lost
He lost a slam in the finals, which
Mark.
Yeah,
and Mark was running Dimitri?
Yes, I didn't see any life decks the whole weekend.
Oh, okay.
So I kind of just rolled there was one life deck in the top 8, and if Robert Schneider had won his match of top 8, I would have played him, and that could kind of go 50-50 because he's playing like portal barriers and stuff, and like just ways to just go play against me. It's like that's a problem. I can't play through those very well. But yeah, this deck is completely unfair. It shouldn't have existed in the first place. I don't know what else to say. I've been in this deck with a dead horse explaining it to people. It's just like, I'm happy it's gone. I think Tomahawk Man is a proper replacement of it. You can play Tomahawk Man right now with kind of the same. I think you could play like 40 attacks, eat safely with Tomahawk Man, and then play like a few foundations. So like if you have to go on turn 1 going first, you can actually build a little. But you can build a good deck that's like just keep activating the first out of Tomahawk Man and playing all mids, and it's just as good.
Okay, so going back to this banning, and I know you just said she's banned.
Yep.
Lord, do you know she's banned? I think like 50 people told you she was banned that day.
I made a joke because like I was at work when the thing went up, and people were like, "Did you see what happened?" I'm like, "What? They banned Mature?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay." And then people kept saying so I posted it, and then people just started making a thing out of it. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Well, it's our community. That's what we do.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask. I know you're fine with her being banned because, quite frankly, she's nothing we've ever seen before in this game. I mean, we all know the old adage was.
I'll say the one thing about this. I wish I had figured out this deck for nationals this past year. This would have been like I played against a few mature decks. They were playing at nationals, but they were playing like bigger attacks and stuff like that. I wish I had just figured this deck out. This would have been amazing at nationals this past year. Just be like, F mature, play 5 attacks, go. F mature, 5 attacks, go. You're dead. There's just some people who can't beat that.
So, do you think that she was a bit prematurely banned because we do have a set coming out this weekend? And
not at all. She needed to go.
Okay, so you don't think there could have been stuff in the set that could help balance her out?
I think there's stuff in this that would have made her better.
Well, there's that.
Like,
There is that new keyword. What is it? Clash or
there's two new keywords. There's deadlock.
deadlock? That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
I'm sure
deadlock.
deadlock would have made her even better because
Yeah, and EX is the other new keyword.
an EX is pretty much powerful
Powerful
with
is
speed.
powerful or speed. Yeah,
So EX3, discard a momentum, get +3 speed.
depending. It would be like EX number. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, yeah. So switch over to the deck list. I mean, this looks thing. I know flashlight must have played a huge part of this deck.
Oh, that's how you get through breaker. Like, I had a lot of breaker like this is even like breaker like Templar or even Team Kim. Like, it puts you to a crawl, and Flash Lightning gets you out of it. You're just like there was one breaker that was played against me. Kevin Brober blocked with a smile and missile, and like on my turn 1, where I had activated my ability even, and I was like, well, breaker 2, I can't do anything even with the Flash Lightning. I'm like, all right then. But I mean, Flash Lightning just was that card leaving this deck, like in general, just for even on the Tomahawk Man side, like this card needs to go. Like, I'm happy this card's rotating. It does a little too much. It's a little too free.
All right. What else is in here that's obviously the two Tomahawk Man thing. This Tomahawk Slam played after assassination attempt, I'm sure it's just ungodly.
Yep. The big play of the deck that I did a lot was lead with 75 Shikikai, play every other attack in my hand, and then play Feather Shot, and then discard Shikikai from the board, so I could play like a Feather Shot on as my 5th attack.
All right.
It was a really cool thing I could do, because once I figured out how Shikikai works properly, it took me a minute. I'm like, so it goes. You have in your card pool, and if you have to have another attack, because it goes play the card. The card's in transition zone still. It's not in your card pool you're trying to play.
Yeah.
And if you remove Shikikai, all you're doing, you're removing it to give +1 for everything that remain. Like, it's really weird numbers how it works sometimes. Like, you gotta it doesn't count itself because it's gone. So you have to have another attack in the pool for it to work. And
yeah, because you respond with it the moment you play the card, then the entire pool shifts down 1.
Yeah, but it doesn't affect the check you're trying to make. So it's like, I'm playing something for a 6, and I have I'm playing a 4 diff as my 2 cards in pool. So I'm playing it as a 6, but then I remove Shikikai. I'm still playing against a 6, but there's +1 to the check now. So you're now checking a 6 when you pass it. It's really, it took me a minute to realize how it worked, but once I figured it out, I was like, oh, this is so straightforward.
All right.
But yeah, let's take a look at the rest of the event. It was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking at it. So we got you. Daniel Hughes was playing Ryu. Yeah. I know a lot of people want Ryu gone, but they're just going to have to understand. I guarantee you, Ryu's not going anywhere due to the license agreement. Now, as usual, we're not privy to anything. We don't know anything, but I guarantee you that Jazzco has to have a Street Fighter character legal until the Street Fighter set comes out. We're never going to get rid of them until Street Fighter set comes out.
I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Ryu. I think Ryu loses a lot from the next set. Like, he loses Splam, he loses Hero's Training, and he loses Pick on Someone Your Own Size. Those are like key cards. Like,
oh yeah.
Like, he loses Hero's Training and that Pick on Someone Your Own Size. Like I think they could have banned. There was one card. I kind of wish they had banned Encelis. I think Encelis might not make it to Worlds. Like that's gonna be like the last hurrah. I'm assuming right now is Worlds this year for Ruler Time, and I don't think Ettenzel's is gonna make it there. But you never know. If it does, the deck will still have some legs. But I mean, I hate pick on someone your own size. It just like annoys me that like that interaction. Plus Heroes Salute. Also, there's another. That's the other foundation that some Ryu decks play that like gains you quick momentum. That being gone will help a lot too.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this Ryu also technically the set Ryu? Didn't they say there was something into that? Okay, good.
He's a promo.
Good. Kevin Broberg was playing Dave Wagner. Again, this is the only card game you can say stuff like that and it not be weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like look at his deck, man. He had a Myojin main board and sideboard. Let me tell you, those were just for me. But it works against a lot of people. Myojin's a strong card right now. Like people try to chain a lot of attacks, and you have to say break some kind. Myojin's a spicy meatball. That's what it is. Majojin, that's it. Majojin. Well pronounced. I mean, it's a +1 mid on top of its ability, on top of its response. I mean, a lot for the meta.
Oh, that's where they use this art in the comic. No, have you been reading the Street Fighter comic?
No.
So Gil possessed Alex, and Ryu finally gained his Harmony state.
Okay.
And pretty much Spirit Hadouken Gil out of Alex, killing Gil. And when Gil fell to hell, he met with Jeddah. And then the next big event is Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers in the Udon comics.
Oh, jeez. That's kind of cool, though.
Yeah. Okay, that's what that is.
Yeah.
So back with there, Dave Wagner. Anything of note in the Dave Wagner deck, or is this pretty much straightforward fire build?
Straightforward fire build, I say.
All right. Miles getting in there with Terry as usual. I'm going to feel really bad for him when he doesn't have Terry to play anymore.
Yeah.
Of course, I just know that means he's going to switch into Ken.
This deck was scary. That's all I'm going to say. I watched him play this deck a couple of times, and just the things it could set up it's not playing. It's playing a ton of assets and actions. I mean, it's playing 4 forward downs, 4 not over yet. Like he's playing like all actions, the plan. Where you're just like big attacks come in off of when they're little printed attacks. Like I watched him play an Ice Slam. He wouldn't like play the action combo, play Ice Slam multiple, play another not over yet, another throw it down, play another, and then play I think it was a Cosmic Buster, and he just killed somebody. I was like, oh, that's scary.
So next up, I'm assuming this is supposed to be Brett Blaze.
That's Brett Blaze, yes.
Okay.
He's played Sniper Joe.
I don't think I've seen a Sniper Joe deck yet.
Make a top cut? No. I watched him play the deck once in rounds after a match. He's playing just the best good cards you can get your hands on, it seems like. I mean, Blue Bomber, Pursuit of Dr. Wily, like he blocks really aggressively. What lies ahead's insane with Sniper Joe, because you're like -5 to my block modifier, full block for your attack. Oh, I take 1, ready my character. Like he just perfect blocks so well. What lies ahead is if you completely block, Sex Food block and still deals 1 damage.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's fun. I like it. It did pretty good.
Jack's doing Air Felicia kicks.
Yeah. I beat Jack in rounds by freeze overing his Felicia ability one time. I played him in rounds and he almost had me dead. And I'm like, I boarded in freeze over for the speed reduction, but I didn't use it because I'm like, I just didn't. I had a pretty good damage turn. I'm like, oh, I have a good damage turn. I'm gonna throw damage, and he blocks pretty efficiently. His deck blocks efficiently. I mean, that's what Felicia does.
See, I'm almost wondering how you just don't OTK him because, I mean, those numbers add up really quick on your first turn. And
Templar Dodge Superior technique does a lot to slow me down. Like,
all right.
He wouldn't like, I activate my F. He Superior technique, picked up a Templar. He had 2 other Templars in hand already. Like, my first turn, I did 6 damage to him. That was only because I had a Tomahawk Slam at the end. I'm like, deal 70 with a Tomahawk Slam. There we go. 13. You're at 13. Go. And he drew nothing. But yeah, it was tough.
Next up, we got Rob Schneider again with Scarlet Booty Bot.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, he's still scary.
To me, this deck just keeps getting scarier and scarier with him, and you know,
it's gonna lose a lot. I think Life is gonna lose a lot when Red Horizon 2 rotates next week.
Yeah, but doesn't Life get like a big bump also in this next set?
We don't know. I can't give you an answer to that. I don't know. I can't answer that question, Joe. Seriously, I can't.
But it was a good question.
I know, because we've only seen like 4 life cards, I think. So I have no clue. We'll find out. But yeah, good for him. And then Alex Kader, he's one of the Poughkeepsie players. Played good old Snake Man, and Snake Man still derps people. He derps hard.
It looks like they're running a bit more some new stuff. I'm not familiar with Spine Sweep or
Spine Sweep's the destroy 2 assets.
Oh, that's got to be painful in some decks.
Yeah, he's playing Spine Sweep. I mean, it's a lot of the standards, but yeah, like the Spine Sweep. Playing the 1x Surge Snake also helps. Like, it's a good deck.
All right.
It was a fun event. I liked it. It was a good time. I drove. It was a 7.5 hour drive home. It was usually it takes approximately 5.5 hours to get from Rochester to Poughkeepsie. Took us 8 to get home because of a snowstorm.
So, I was going to ask. So, this was after we got 2 cards banned.
Yes.
Which I'm sure you were sad to see Napalm Man go.
I was going to play him. If he didn't get banned, I was going to play him this weekend.
We did never get confirmation that Gemini Man, Skull Man, Napalm Man, and who was the other one?
The other what? Their character?
The other Robot Master character that was banned.
It's only 3, I thought.
Okay. Well, if it's only 3, that's fine. That they would be getting fixed reprint versions later on down the road?
That's a discussion that has been made. Nothing's been confirmed.
Well, the Napalm Man I would be really like. I mean,
I think we do. I think I know. At least Napalm Man. I mean, like, make a character with support value, but not as insane. Like, they could do that with Napalm Man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the benefit with these characters is that now that they're all uncommon, it's not a devastating loss to pull something that banned.
Yep.
So, all right. Moving on. Our good friends over in the UK tore themselves away from their Final Fantasy, which, by the way, you guys, if you're watching this, go watch Joe Hill's Final Fantasy stuff. He's got just some really, really awesome deck ideas.
I will agree. I like checking his stuff out. I don't even play the game. I only sell it.
I want to play the game.
I heard that the big deal is, it's like just how I figured out about it. A lot of brick and mortar store, the main distributor in the US for the game is one of those ones that would rather sell to it doesn't have like a brick and mortar requirement. So a bunch of the online stores supposedly overbought like the product, and that's where all of it is. Like, I can't find it in a physical store anywhere.
I can't find it online anywhere because I heard it's sold out completely.
I bought a case. I bought one case.
Oh man.
And I flipped it. Like I opened up the case. I opened a complete foil set, which I sold for the amount of the case. And then I got rid of the rest. I've been getting rid of all the rares and stuff. Like I'm down to I'm selling common uncommon sets for I think I sold my last one for 40. Like I sold them for 20 and they all disappeared. I'm like, all right, I'll sell them for 30. Now I'm like, I'll make 3. I have 4 more left, and I sold them 3 of them at 40. I'm gonna sell another one already. Like the game has a lot of collectability. I don't know if anybody's playing it. I just know it's worth what's worth buying.
I think the game's gonna stick around for a little bit.
I mean, it has a lot of sets already made, so
it has a lot of sets. It's got room to grow, and everybody loves Final Fantasy.
True.
Speaking of which, Final Fantasy 15 is really good.
I have been told that.
All right, so UK Nets. Let me think, because we got Grant Hadley playing Natali 2 Dots.
Yep. Evil Flying Fortress Busters.
Yeah, Dragonfooter Flying Fortress.
Yep.
Matt Clark playing Felicia with his own variant of air kicks.
Yep.
Third
place was Water Lilith, like Water Chaos Lilith going on.
Yeah, Lee Tatchell.
Yes, that's supposed to be pronunciation.
David Hancock was playing 2 Eva. Good for him. Someone finally built that.
Yep, it's evil.
It's Eva. Over 100 cards.
Yes. But it's evil. That's what I like about it.
That's interesting.
Life, like the other builds, it's evil, which is cool.
Ben Davis played 3 Caden.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. I heard some things about how this deck was played, and I want to find out if this was being played incorrectly in a couple of situations. But I don't know. Some people was playing he responded with some things where there's no window to respond with certain things. So I don't know. It's interesting. I like some of the cool cards. He's playing he's playing Napalm Bomb, which is so good. I want to play that with Goro. Napalm Bomb Goro. Be like, all right, max damage, go. But yeah, good for him. Caden 3 did something. I like it.
Then we got Jonathan Armstrong playing Wily Board.
Yep. Wily, it's Dr. Wily 2 with 2 Dr. Wily 1s to merge. And it's like a dig and build deck. It's really weird how this deck works. So pretty much how it works is you're using you're playing as many ally cards as possible in a bunch of ways to just build a board. And you're just trying to make gigantic moves happen.
Next up we got Kyle Hamilton with Tengu Man.
Mm-hmm. Tengu Man's pretty good right now. I mean, he does great work. And Dan Austin, I like this though.
Dan running Vincent Gray. Yep. One last hurrah before he gets the second inauguration.
Yep.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, good event. Congrats everybody at UK. I believe the teams was I forgot who won teams.
So wait, where's Canadian Overlords? Did they not go this year?
They did not attend. The UK got to have their own tournament this year.
There we go. UK teams.
Yep. I think the winners was two chumps and Dave, and it was
Richard played Natali.
Yep.
Mike played Dimitri.
Yep. And Dave Hancock played Ryu.
Dave played Ryu. All right. Team Unlimited, which was Adam Crichton playing Yamato Man. Mm-hmm. Good on you.
Another Ryu.
Dan Morse playing Ryu. Jonathan Armstrong playing Wily again, but a different version.
Yep.
Kind of.
Then it was
Team,
Team Gopaldi.
Gopaldi's. So Grant playing Natali.
Yep. Ricky playing Reese 2 Dot.
I heard that thing's getting just stronger and stronger.
Yep. We'll see. And then Ryu played Goro.
Wait. I keep forgetting there's Rio and Ricky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was top. That was third. And that was it, I think. But yeah. So if anyone was wondering why there's party crashers and race against times, so on Saturday, they gave them out 4x to every player who participated in singles. Joe Hill decided as the TO they were allowed, either Joe Hill or Britt, I can't remember. Well, they made the announcement that if you want to play them in teams, go right ahead. Because everybody had access to them at the event was the terminating factor. So it's cool. I mean, they were interesting. I don't know who that is. We have no clue who that is. Gasco James. It's not me. I know that much.
It's not Jason?
I don't believe so. I think it's somebody's made us to believe it's Jason. It's somebody trolling.
All right. So we got that out of the way. What else are you doing?
I'm working on my new show. I'm learning how to make things and make it look pretty, and it'll be. I start recording shows at probably the last week of probably the week between Christmas and New Year's. I'm going to be recording my first stuff.
Yeah.
It looks good. I think today is showing me I should probably go get a decent microphone or headset or one of both. We'll figure that out. If anybody's wondering, I am currently having one headset as my headphones and another headset I'm using its microphone.
Yeah. Microphones are pretty cheap nowadays. I got to go get a tripod for my cell phone pretty soon.
Oh, I'm gonna get a Yeti mic.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna get something nice. I want quality.
Yeah. Got to get that value. That's good that your stuff's coming up, and your format is going to be entirely community-based?
Yes.
I'm going to present you a deck and a budget?
Here's how it's going to work. It's kind of like that. So what it's going to be is I want people who have started playing with the new set, and they give them a couple of weeks and be like, hey, I've been really trying to get this deck to work. It's not working. I need help. And I want to play almost like one of those shows where you see on the Home and Gardens Network where they're like, I have a budget. So let's give me a budget so I can work with that. And obviously, since I'll be under the Rochester CCG banner, I'll be like, here's your budget. Here's based on your prices. Here's what you have. Here's recommendations. And maybe they'll have what they need already. They just don't realize how good it is in their deck. That'll be the biggest thing. And I'm going to do a side-by-side and be like, here's your deck. Here's what you should be playing. Try this. We'll see what happens. But I got an idea. I want to get some people to start trying stuff. And then there'll be an email address. This is where you send it to. You can't just send me a deck list and expect me to do something with it. I want information. I want your background. I will not be interviewing people along with it, but you'll be kind of being talked to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I got my show for. More than likely, what's more going to happen, and I guarantee this probably will happen, is when I start this back up, I'll be doing deck lists like always. Someone's going to take it, and then they're like, what's the better version of this skeleton? I'll get back to making content for UFS at some point. Just right now, I just want a break.
Yeah. Also, the other cool thing I got from Poughkeepsie, let me grab it real quick.
Oh, Lord.
You've probably seen a picture of it.
Maybe.
This was Jack Hale's girlfriend painted that.
Ooh, very nice.
I think it's supposed to be Heidi.
Yeah, it is.
It looks great, though. It's I put it, I've been hanging, and it's it's weird having art, hanging in my room. Like actual, like I have a couple of things like hanging around the room, but it's like, hey, I have art.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do we got going on for me? We're going to be moving slowly into buddy fight territory. Just people in the play group. We already have somebody that covers Vanguard. They do an awesome job with them. Some of the kids came to me and it's like, we want to do buddy fight. We know you got a channel. We know you're easy to work with. You already know how to work a camera and to do a show, so we wanted to just start doing match videos. Like, all right, well, we'll see what can happen. So, deck lists and match videos, which match videos are very new to me, so God only knows how long that it's going to take.
Oh, good luck with that.
Yeah, thankfully it's buddy fights. That means the match videos probably be 10, 15 minutes long at most.
Did you see the Okada Mila Jovovich video today?
What was up with that?
So, Bushiroad officially signed Mila Jovovich on as a spokeswoman
For card fight?
for all their products.
Oh,
She's
okay.
actually really, really popular over there. She's in a lot of movies in Taiwan. She's been doing she does whatever the money is.
Yeah.
As I understand, she speaks a couple of the Asian languages really well too. So she doesn't have to have these roles where it's like, oh, I kind of can speak these languages. Like, no, she can speak them pretty fluently. So they picked her up and they have her doing that, and it was kind of cool seeing Okada getting some spotlight. I mean, he's not losing. I mean, he's going to be the champion over there for a while.
Yeah.
I heard the rumor that the WWE has opened the coffers again for buying talents that are year-to-year contracts.
See, I heard they're doing that, but it's mostly with ROH because ROH contracts come to term at the end of the year.
Well, a lot of them do, but also New Japan stuff. There's a lot of people they have the New Japan ROH connection, their contracts rolled together. So I don't know what's going to happen with a lot of people, but I can tell you a lot of people are going to be offered a lot of money to do a lot less work. And probably
they got to spread it. They got to get more people for that 205 live show. I promise you.
I think they have enough people right now.
Do you?
I think 16. I think it'll be 20 at the top end. But I think 16 is about where the number is. I think it's 16 right now.
What are they trying to flush out their women's division? Because I know there's a women's tournament coming up soon.
Yeah, it looks they've already started. They had at the NXT taping. They've already started talking. They've already starting to bring women in for tryouts and stuff. And that women's tournament is going to be amazing because there's a lot of women in the United States for wrestling. Fuck. Sorry, language. My upstairs neighbors are being assholes, I think.
Okay. Other than that, no, nothing's going on. It's wonderful to have you on again.
Hey, I won something. I have to come.
Oh, yeah. We were in talks with Matt earlier this afternoon. I think you're right. That thing's not going to be around for very long.
Okay, I'm giving an honest opinion about the game. That's all I am. Matt's all hyped about it, but he's a Star Wars fan. There's a lot of Star Wars things he buys that there's nothing after all.
I'm a Star Wars fan too, but I just didn't like the game.
Yeah. I watched videos of people playing it. I understand how the game works, and I'm like, this is not a dynamic that I don't like the idea of dice and cards.
There's too much RNG with dice.
Yeah. If I want to play RNG, I'll play Hearthstone. That's my RNG.
If I want RNG, I'll go back to playing Hero.
This has enough RNG for me.
And then, like I said, the only reason I'm so staunchly defending Final Fantasy because I know a lot of people are going to play it. It's a hybridized version of Magic and Vanguard, which means Magic people can transition into it easily.
Yep.
Vanguard people can transition to it moderately easily. Mm-hmm. Everybody has their own favorite Final Fantasy.
Yep. To my understanding, from how I've looked at the game and understand how everything connects together, sorry, bad heartburn today. There is like it's kind of cool. Like I at a point owned everything, and I looked over and I've read every card and kind of understand how it works. And there is definitely some like you could play a Final Fantasy VII deck. It exists. It's not great, but you could do it. Like you could play these. Like I want to play this deck. Okay, cool. And then there's some decks where you want to play everything and you want to mix it up. And
Fire, Ice, Tifa, Squall.
Yeah, why not?
That, like, I don't know if it's a legendary version of Squall or the hero version of Squall, but the Squall that forces the really good trades, like, no matter what.
Hero, I believe. That's the hero one.
Yeah. He forces trades in your favor no matter what happens. He's just amazing. And then Tifa just because it's Tifa.
Yeah. All right, Joe.
Alrighty.
I'm at the end of my night here.
Yeah, go for it, dude. We still got work tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. So I will just keep checking back on the channel. If you want to watch some buddy fight stuff, let me know how we're doing and if there's any adjustments we can make. I will return to UFS when the set leaks, and I'll do a proper set review. Jesse's got his show coming up pretty soon, so go watch his. Go watch Joe Hill's stuff, because that man just is impressive on what he can do.
New Telltale game got announced.
What is it?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, everybody knew that was coming.
Well, it finally got confirmed more than anything.
All right, I have to go play what I like to call the life adventures of several summons.
All right, you have fun.
All right, good night, guys.
Night, everybody.